There is a question nobody asks before they spend $2,000 on a television. Not the salesperson, not the review site, not the spec sheet. The question is this: what do you actually do with it? Because in 2026, there is no single best TV anymore. There are 4 completely different answers to 4 completely different lives. Buy the wrong one for your situation, and you will spend the next 5 years watching a screen that was engineered for someone else. Today, we are matching 4 specific televisions to 4 specific types of people. By the end of this video, you will know exactly which one you are, exactly which television belongs in your living room, and exactly why the other 3, as good as they are the wrong choice for you. If you have ever bought a television and felt vaguely disappointed 6 months later without knowing why, subscribe. That feeling has a name, and it is called buying for someone else's use case. We are starting at the bottom of the best and working our way up. Number 4 is the TCL QM8, and the person this television was built for has one enemy: sun. If your living room has large windows, skylights, or faces a direction where afternoon light floods the room for half the day, you already know the misery. You sit down to watch a game or put on a movie, and the screen looks washed out, pale, and defeated by natural light. Reflections of the room appear on the glass. The image that looked great in the store at night looks nothing like what you are seeing at 2 in the afternoon. The QM8 was engineered specifically to destroy that problem. Its mini LED backlight delivers peak brightness that HDTVTest measurements place in the same territory as televisions costing 3 times as much. Daytime sports, afternoon gaming, Sunday football with every blind in the house open. The QM8 does not ask you to manage your environment. It simply overpowers it. The Truva ATI, which every TV on this list has, is what happens after the sun goes down. The TCL QM8's processing algorithm is so aggressive about eliminating blooming around bright objects that it compensates by crushing shadow detail in dark scenes. A thriller at night, a horror film with your lights off, any content where the director built tension through darkness and shadow. The QM8 flattens those shadows into an undifferentiated black mass with no texture, no detail, and no depth. The craft disappears. Who is this for? The person who watches live sports, daytime content, and gaming in an uncontrolled bright room and genuinely does not care about late night cinema. If that is you, no mini LED panel on the market at this price delivers what the QM8 delivers. Who should walk past it? Anyone who watches movies, seriously, after dark. The QM8 will disappoint you in exactly the moments that matter most to that use case. Subscribe if you want to keep getting this kind of breakdown before you spend serious money. Number 3 is the Samsung S90F QD-OLED, and this television exists for one person: the PC gamer who wants every competitive advantage the display technology can offer. 144 Hz refresh rate, input lag that Rtings places at the absolute top of its class, colors that fire without the filter stage that standard OLED panels use, producing saturation levels that make the game world look more saturated and present than any LCD technology can approach. When you are playing a fast-paced competitive title at night with the lights down, the S90F is not just a monitor, it is an unfair advantage. A PC gamer on a popular AV forum described dropping $4,000 on a new rig and pairing it with the S90F. His first session at night, he said the game looked like it had been remastered since the last time he played it. The neon lighting in the environment, the particle effects, the color depth and character models. He posted that he could not go back to his old screen even for 5 minutes without feeling like he was looking through dirty glass. The Truva ATI is a 2-part problem that Samsung has refused to fix for years. First, the S90F does not support Dolby Vision. Samsung has been fighting a licensing battle with Dolby for years. So when you open Netflix or Disney Plus and select a film mastered in Dolby Vision, your S90F automatically downgrades the signal to standard HDR10. You paid for a reference level panel, and you are watching a compressed version of the content because of a corporate decision. Second, the panel has no polarizer layer. That is what makes it so brilliant in a dark room and so vulnerable in a lit one. In daylight or under ambient lamplight, the infinite OLED blacks shift to a visible purple and magenta haze. A gamer who buys this TV for a bright home office will be drawing the curtains every time they sit down. Who is this for? The dedicated PC or console gamer who plays in a dark or semi-dark room, and who prioritizes response time and color pop above cinematic accuracy. Who should pass? Anyone who watches a significant amount of premium streaming content, or who lives in a room where they cannot control the light. Number 2 is the Sony Bravia 9, and this is the television for the person whose primary relationship with their screen is live sport. Not casual sport, serious sport. The person who rearranges their Sunday around kickoff, who notices when a player moves through the frame with a slight blur, who feels physically irritated when the camera pans quickly across the pitch and the image smears. The XR processor inside the Bravia 9 approaches motion the way a surgeon approaches an operation. FlatpanelsHD testing confirms the Bravia 9's motion resolution sits approximately 40% above competing mini LED processors. That number translates directly to how clean a football traveling across the frame looks at full speed, how readable the numbers on a jersey are during a fast break, how stable the image remains during a rapid pan across a stadium. The processor eliminates the visual information that other TVs discard. You see more of what is actually happening. Kevin set up his Bravia 9 for the first big derby of the season. There were 12 people in the living room, the kind of gathering where every seat gets filled. His Cayenne Peter settled into the corner bergère on the far side of the room, and within 10 minutes asked why the grass looked a bit gray, and the color seemed off compared to everyone else's view. Kevin had no answer, because there is no comfortable answer. The VA panel inside the Bravia 9 delivers its full performance within a relatively narrow viewing cone, directly in front of the screen. The moment someone sits at a significant angle, the contrast and color shift noticeably. The center seat is a VIP box. The corner seat is watching through a slightly dirty window. Who is this for? The dedicated sports viewer with a controlled seating arrangement, where the primary viewers sit directly in front of the screen. Who should pass? Anyone with a wide sofa arrangement, regular group viewings where side seats matter, or anyone who primarily watches film over sport. And now, number 1. The LG G6 OLED is for the person who has ever sat in a cinema and felt something watching a film that they have never quite been able to replicate at home. That specific quality of a dark theater, where the image on screen is the only thing that exists, where the shadows are real shadows, and the light has weight and dimension. Where you forget there is a projector, because the experience of the content takes over completely. That is what the G6 delivers in a living room. Not because of a specification, because of what happens when a panel can produce perfect darkness in one pixel and a bright, sharp highlight in the pixel directly beside it, without either compromising the other. You are not seeing what the television thinks the content should look like. You are seeing what the person who made it intended. The colorist who spent weeks on that film in a grade suite. The director who chose that specific quality of morning light in a scene. The cinematographer who built shadow into the frame for a reason. All of it arrives intact. People who have owned OLED televisions for years describe the G6 differently than their previous panels. Not as a brightness upgrade or a contrast upgrade, as the moment the television disappeared and the content became real. Now, the Truvaati, because no television earns a free pass on this channel. The G6's aggressive anti-reflective filter, the physical hardware layer that sits over the MLA lens array to control ambient light, introduces a faint green and pink color shift in bright white and light gray content when viewed from a sharp off-axis angle. Not a slight lean, a significant move to the side. AVForums calibration testing confirmed this with spectrophotometer measurements at extreme angles. From the center of the couch, nobody will ever see it. From the side chair during a scene with a lot of bright white content, it is visible. Consumer Reports places the G6 at the top of their OLED rankings for 2026. Geek Squad's service data shows the lowest call-out rate of any premium OLED in their current inventory. This is not just the best picture, it is also the most reliable. Who is this for? The film lover, the serious streaming consumer, the person who treats what they watch as something worth experiencing properly. Also a genuinely excellent all-rounder for gaming and sport, with response times and motion handling that do not embarrass themselves against specialists. Who should pass? Anyone in a room where side-angle viewing from bright white scenes is a regular occurrence. And before you go, there is a debate this video deliberately left open: OLED versus QLED. 2 TV sets on this list are OLED, 2 are not. And the answer to which technology actually wins in 2026 is more complicated and more surprising than either side of the internet argument will tell you. That is the next video. If you walk into a store and buy based on technology rather than use case before watching it, you are making the decision with half the information. We will see you there.
Yeah, nah, play.